What's going on, guys? It's Cliffy here. Now, welcome back to another episode of What If. Now, if you haven't seen last episode, I'll leave a link up in the top right-hand corner so you can go and check out how we did with the Northern Knights. But essentially, what this series is putting a domestic team from one league in a league that they don't actually play in. So, for example, the first two episodes we've done New Zealand Super Smash teams into the BBL. I do want to take some BBL teams into the IPL, the Indian Premier League, but you know, the options really are endless. And as I said at the end of last episode, if you guys got any ideas for teams you would like to see in another league, let me know down below in the comments. Now, I did also have a chat with JG Weaver after my first video, and he said, why did I take the Stars out? Why did I not just make it a 9-team T20 league? So that is exactly what I've gone and done here. Gareth is doing a similar series to this one here. It's pretty cool. He's putting international teams into 2020 comps, which I think the Australians kind of dabbled with a little bit, or there was a bit of talk that possibly the Australian T20 team would play in the BBL just to try and get their 2020 record a bit better. However, they don't really need to do that now because I think they're actually the top ranked 2020 side in the world, so really don't need to bother a whole lot about that. So we're playing a 9-team league. There we go, we got it out there. We are essentially having the bye first. Now, last episode we did go and look through all the scorecards. This time around we are just going to be having a look at the Aces one. So do you guys think that they can do better than the Northern Knights? Do you think that the Aces can go and make the top 4 of this tournament? Let me know down below in the comments. Let me know in the poll up in the top right hand corner. But without any further ado, let's go and simulate all through these round 1 encounters and just have a quick look. So all pretty close games, to be fair. I think any victory by like 10 runs is pretty close in a 2020. So the Strikers win by 12, the Sixers win by 4 wickets, the Hurricanes top of the table, they win by 21 runs, and the Stars beat the Renegades in the Melbourne Derby. So that is how things line up. We have fallen off the ladder, which I guess you come to expect when you do have a bye in the first round. But the first game we are going to be taking on the Brisbane Heat. They're going to be travelling across the ditch. Brendan McCullum coming over to play his New Zealand counterparts, and the Aces have absolutely smashed it, to be fair. 43 runs, that is the biggest win we have seen all tournament so far. Drops the Heat down into bottom spot. We go into third already after being a game behind. And we will have a quick look at the Aces team as well. I had a quick look beforehand and it does look pretty good. But 4 for 188, managed to contain the Heat to 6 for 145. De Gronholm, the man of the match, for his 41 not out off 21 and his 2 for 18 with the ball. Now this Aces side that we're looking at now, to be fair, Munro would actually be opening. So you probably have Munro, Guptill, then probably Phillips at 3, move everyone down the order just a little bit that way. But if all the black caps were available, I think for the Aces, this is probably the team that they would go with. Obviously Ferguson, black cap, McClenaghan probably would be if he didn't turn his back on a New Zealand contract and go and chasing 2020 leagues around the world. But obviously Munro, de Gronholm in there. Mark Chapman has just made it into the setup recently. Phillips has been in the 2020 side. I think he's been in the one-day side as well. And obviously Martin Guptill, who has actually just been recalled. By the time you guys get this video is coming out on, I think, Saturday, so we'll be halfway through the pink ball test already. But Guptill actually got added to the test squad for that pink ball test up at Eden Park. So all in all, great start. Can't ask for a much better start than a win in round number 1 for us, round number 2 technically. Hurricanes stay unbeaten, as do the Melbourne Stars. Quite surprising the Stars are 2-0 at this stage after their woes that they had in the BBL this previous season. Next we're heading to Melbourne, to the Etihad, to take on the Renegades, currently 1-1. And they, oh my god, if I thought we smashed it in the first round, we have been absolutely demolished here in round number 2. We have lost by 71 runs. The Renegades made 207 for 3. Cam White 90 not out off of 48 deliveries. And we could only manage a very poor, to be fair, 8 for 136 off of our 20 overs. That is probably on the back, to be fair, of Brad Hogg taking 6 for 24. I'm guessing that's off his 4 overs. I've got to have a look at that. Yeah, off his 4 overs, 6 for 24. So essentially, he is taking a wicket every 4 balls out there, which is absolutely crazy. For a guy who I think is about 42 or 43 now, he is still kicking both on the pitch and in the virtual pitch as well. The Hurricanes dropped down to second, but they are still unbeaten. The Stars beat the Thunder by 56 runs. What a show they're putting on. Glad that we didn't drop them out this time around, it must be said. Thunder currently 0-3. The Heat, I think, are 0-2 down there in 9th position. They're going to be taking on the Renegades. We are travelling across west to take on the Scorchers at the Wacker, and we've managed to get our second win of the season by 7 wickets. The Stars still unbeaten. Jesus Christ, 4-0 after 4 games. Are they going to do the Invincibles, go all the way and get there? This is a very good chase, to be fair. When you set 180, you know, mentally you think, man, that's quite a big score. Cartwright, 78 not out off of 50 deliveries. But Glenn Phillips has said, none of that. I'm going to hit myself 99 off of 57. Did just miss out on the ton by 1 run, which is a little bit disappointing. But at the end of the day, the Aces get up by 3 overs and have 7 wickets left in hand as well. So that is going to be very good for our net run rate. Essentially, at this halfway stage of the tournament, there's still, I believe, 5 rounds left to go because you've got to play everyone once. And that, you know, to be fair, it's not the end of the world. We're currently sitting in 4th place. We're just there. And I think, how do I do this? Here we go. I honestly thought our net run rate would be better than that. To be fair, though, we smashed it in the first game, and then the second game we got absolutely pumped, so that would have gone and dropped it back down. But the one positive thing that we do have in our favour is that these teams that are below us, that do have 1 less win, do have terrible net run rates. So I'm quite proud of myself, actually, that I didn't go and back out of the game there. Another away game for us, this time heading to Spotless. It feels like that we've just played away game after away game, and the Thunder have leapfrogged us actually up into 5th. So we've dropped out, we've dropped to 6th. The Stars have lost their first game, so the Canes are now the only unbeaten team in the tournament. They won by 5 wickets up there at the MCG. But the Thunder winning by 7 wickets. We were bowled out for a sultry 105. Ahmed, 4 for 23. The Aces have had their struggles, it must be said, against the spinners in this tournament. And McClenaghan, he just decided, you know what, I'm going to play for both sides, and that is exactly what he has gone and done. I guess you get that sometimes with these little experiments with players who play for multiple teams. Obviously 2020 mercenaries, I guess we'll call them. But that there is a pretty sorry looking scorecard, to be fair. Just 2 players making it into double figures, and you'd have to think, without that O'Donnell 50, man oh man, that could have been a very sorry sight for the Aces. So that is a big loss for them. The Thunder chase it down in quick time as well, so that is not going to be good for our net run rate. As you can see, it has dropped to negative 0.62, so it shows you just what a big loss will do in this tournament. The Thunder have won their last 2, so they are starting to get on a bit of a roll. The Renegades won their last 3. And the Sixers haven't won since round number 1. So we're into round 6 here now. You'd have to think we should have a whole lot of home games coming up for us. The Strikers are making the trip across the ditch, and it has been a trip too much. The Renegades winning by 65 runs and the Heat winning by 64. Jesus Christ. That is a big win and a half. But Chapman scoring his 82 not out off of 57 deliveries. Colin Munro, 41 off of 30 and 3 for 15 with the ball. Colin Ingram, 55 not out for the Strikers. He was their only real, at bat, I guess. But to be fair, Chapman was really the only guy who did it for us. He scored half of our runs, but he has managed to go and pick us up the victory. So the one thing I have noticed about this Aces side is that Guptill hasn't really contributed at the moment. Phillips and O'Donnell have been good. Chapman just had a good score then, and then the pair of Munro and de Gronholm haven't had a whole lot of batting to do, but when they have come in, they have been very explosive. So 3-2 is our record at the moment after 5 games for us. Doesn't get any easier. We're taking on the unbeaten Hurricanes, and they're going to stay unbeaten as they win by 8 runs at Eden Park. The one good thing probably that is working in our favour there is it is a narrow loss, so it's going to be good for that net run rate. Not good enough to keep the Heat out of 4th position after they beat the Strikers at Adelaide Oval by 7 wickets. But as we can see, Darcy short 90 off of 52 as the Hurricanes posted 164 for 7. The Aces getting 8 runs short, obviously. Munro and de Grandhomme, good to see them getting some batting into them heading into this back end of the tournament. We will definitely like that. The Thula, expensive, 256 off of his 4 overs. Grobbelaar has been good, and Ferguson has been good as well. And I'm getting a bloody call, and I bet you this is Kiwibank. I've been waiting all morning for these guys to call. And they call now as I'm in the middle of a recording. That's alright, they can leave a message and call me back. So there's 2 rounds left to go. We currently have a record of 3-3, 3 wins, 3 losses. And who have we got? So we've got the Stars, who have started to falter a little bit towards the back end of the tournament, not being as impressive as they were. And then we have the Sixers. So that's great. We play the Sixers. I don't think... No, sorry, they've won 1 game. They won their first game of the season. So that's promising for us. I'd probably say definitely a win here would see us in with a good chance. If we do lose, then I think destiny is really going to be in our own hands. And just as I said that the Stars was not really coming good at the back end of the tournament, they've gone and smashed us by 59 runs. They score 188 for 4 on the back of Luke Wright's 75, Stoinis' 73, and Faulkner came in at the end and said, you know what, I'm just going to smash 26 off 6 balls. Ferguson, the highest score. Now this is a concern, that he is the highest score for us with 33 not out off of 28 deliveries. We started off the innings perfectly, to be fair, with Ben Dunn getting a golden. But after that, it just all seemed to go to custard for the Aces. And that seems to be a constant variant in this tournament, is that the batting just isn't quite there. The bowling's not too bad. I mean, 180, you know, at Eden Park is probably about a par score. But essentially what this means, and it is quite good, to be fair, that the Heat lost. It would have been better if the Strikers lost to the Renegades. But what it does mean is, heading into this last round-robin game, is that the Heat are taking on the Stars, which is brilliant for us, because hopefully the Stars can play absolutely outstandingly. The Strikers are taking on the Scorchers, which they should win. So it means that we will need to win to make that top 4 place. And the Hurricanes and the Renegades doesn't really have any impact on the tournament as such. It could just mean that the Hurricanes go through round robin play unbeaten. But as we can see, the one thing not working in our favour is this net run rate. We have had a couple of heavy losses, and it really has to come back to haunt us. We probably shouldn't really drop any lower than 6th position, but we want to make that top 4. I think the Knights, seemed like such a long time ago I did that Knights bloody recording. Pretty sure they finished 5th. I think they just missed out on the semi-finals. But oh my god, I was going to say I did so well the first time to not stuff it up when I went to that ladder, but we've gone and stuffed it up here, which is a real shame. We're going to come to our game last just to see what we have to do. So the Strikers have won. No, the Scorchers have won. That's bloody brilliant for us. It means we drop down to 7th for the time being, but it's a big win as well by 9 wickets. Woo! Yeah, Hilton Cartwright, 105. Good time to get that, son. You gotta love that. The Stars have won, so again, this is good for us, because it means necessarily we don't have to win to get ourselves up the ladder. We just need to have some good net run rate. The Hurricanes won't go through pool play unbeaten. They have lost to the Renegades in this round 9 clash. So essentially, if we win, we go to 4th spot. We need to win. We need to win. If we lose, we're going to stay in 7th. And I've done it again. Ah, man. Cliff, sort yourself out. You were doing so well. Did so well the first time that we went into there. But this is the big game. The drum roll, please. And here we go. Oh, you beauty. The Aces have won by 32 runs. They've finished with 4 wins and 4 losses and have managed to sneak themselves into the top 4 of the BBL on the first time of asking. O'Donnell carrying on his impressive tournament, 96 not out off of 55 deliveries. Here, 198 was the score that the Aces posted. The Sixers could only manage 166. Munro, 2 for 22 for him as well. But what that means, ladies and gentlemen, is that we are taking on the Stars in the semi-final, which we've lost. Ah, we've lost it, bugger. Oh, it was actually quite a close game, to be fair. 8 for 172, chased down with 5 wickets to spare, and yeah, 7 balls remaining. to be fair, before Faulkner came in, because Faulkner had 65 not out, before he came in, it wasn't actually looking too great for the Stars, to be fair. Maxwell got a decent score. Stoinis got an alright score, but apart from that, you know, with the score at 5 for 113, the Aces would have thought that they had a potential chance there, but not the case. They have lost at the second to last hurdle, and it's going to be the Stars versus, oh man, the Canes win it on the second to last ball. Stars Canes final, and it is going to be the Stars, Jesus Christ, have actually won the Big Bash League. I think they've never won it in real life. They've just won it here on the virtual pitch. So well done to the Melbourne Stars. Scott Bolland, the man of the match, for his 3 for 37 to get the job done. But we are just going to go back, have a look at the... how do I do this? The statistics. Here we go. Going to have a look at the stats for this tournament to see whereabouts players have ended up. So Darcy Short, top run scorer, as you probably would expect. Jason Roy up there as well, which, you know, if he had managed to play the whole tournament, you probably think that he would definitely be up there. He did also hit 200s as well, so that is very, very impressive. The top Aces player is actually Robbie O'Donnell all the way down here, probably in about 20th with 268 runs. 350s in 8 innings isn't too bad. Munro, the next one, but just not enough guys up there towards the top. And Martin Guptill, 169, not happy with him. I really did expect a whole lot more. But, you know, beggars can't be choosers, and now we're going to head to the bowlers, which Thunder Mitch McClenaghan actually finished as the top bowler. Actually, I think that's a combination of both, because it says he's played 16 games for 20 wickets. So I'm guessing that that is both of them combined, which is a little bit of a bug, but that's alright. Richardson, 15 wickets. Faulkner, 13. He had a very good all-round impact on the Stars lineup this side around. And our top bowler was actually Donovan Grobbelaar with 9 wickets. And then after that, Lockie Ferguson with just 6. You know, you really do expect more from the Aces big man there. But anyway, guys, this has been another What If video. We're slowly making our way up the BBL ladder, it must be said. We finished 5th last time around with the Knights. We finished 4th this time with the Aces and have lost out in the semi-finals. If you guys have enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a like, smash that thumbs up button. If you are new, please do subscribe. And until next time, thanks for watching. Ka kite anō. See you soon.